Methamphetamine.
Meth is a chemically addictive and dangerous drug that has been sweeping across the nation. Here's Dr. Hoppeker describing how meth works.
Think of the body as a basketball gymnasium, okay? So you got all your players, you got two teams, right? You got 5 guys on each team on the court, and you have the coach that's kind of integrating the players in and out, right? Okay, so meth enters the system. It comes into the gymnasium, and it tells the coach, you know what, we need more guys on the court right now. So he sends in the rest of his team. So now you've got 12 players, 15 players, all playing against each other on the court. And then Meth says, no, we still don't have enough. So he takes people from the stands. So he's pulling in all these people and floods the basketball court. So just imagine that. There's chaos going on the basketball court. Just tons of people shooting baskets, all that kind of stuff. And the problem is normally a game, lasts an hour, hour and a half. So think of this going on for a day, 2 days, 3 days even sometimes. So that's kind of the chaos that's going on in your body when meth hits the system. If you know the anatomy of a nerve starts out with, it has a lot of fingers that receive input, and then it has a long arm, and at the end of the arm, it has another connection to another nerve. And then there's chemicals that go between this nerve and the other nerve. So meth kind of mimics those chemicals, okay? And there's 4 big chemicals that it hits. Number 1 is all of your catecholamines, so norepinephrine and epinephrine, your adrenaline rush. The second thing it hits is your dopamine and your serotonin receptors. Those are mainly up in the brain. You can get meth in you anyway. Most people choose to smoke it, snort it, that kind of thing. That's one of the quickest ways. IV injection is another fast way to get it in. Some people eat it, some people put it into other body orifices or eat it, those kind of things. So,
Meth can do much more than just physical harm. It interacts with your brain and your mental state. So how does meth affect you psychologically?
So people who are on this, from an emotional standpoint, often become extraordinarily agitated, can have a very, very low threshold for bursting a fuse, those kind of things. They can go off the edge real quickly, very anxious, very agitated is just the best word to say for it. From the dopamine perspective, what it does is it causes a continuous release of this dopamine. Normally, people release dopamine when they have really awesome experiences. So you're jumping out of a plane and you have a great experience, you eat chocolate, you have a great experience, things like that just make you happy. So that's the other part of methamphetamine. It gives you a euphoric high in some sense because of this dopamine release that's going on in the brain.
Meth also has long-term effects after repeated usage.
What it's going to do is it significantly increases your risk for things like heart attack, for having stroke, for having any cardiovascular collapse. And that's the most common way that people die from it is cardiovascular collapse. They go into acute heart failure, those kind of things. Other long-term effects, you hear the common term meth mouth. That's because their saliva dries out. Because whenever you're in an active stage of your sympathetic system, you're not secreting things. So just like if you're running away from a bear, you're not going to be making saliva, you're not going to be digesting your stomach food, you're not going to be having diarrhea, that kind of stuff. So, well, maybe if you're scared.
Meth has been an issue in major cities, but did you ever think that a small-town community would be affected by this highly dangerous drug? We talked to one of the police officers here at Scott City Police Department to inform us more about the issue that our community is faced with.
I've been working here for almost 3 years, and ever since I started here, meth has been a major issue for us, and it's been something that we've been trying to crack down on more and more. As far as the amount of meth cases that we run into with the PD and the SO in total, we run into 100 plus. Sometimes you catch the same person multiple times. Sometimes you catch, multiple different people. However, we still do catch people trafficking it from other places. We get a lot of stuff from like Garden City. A lot of our residents here hang out with a lot of residents from Wichita County and Lane County and Gove County, like our surrounding counties, and they kind of intermingle there.
This has been the Beaver Broadcasting Network on meth.